maybe there would to be the best. What's it take to be chairman? This shit. Why aren't you on the call? Why aren't you on the call? Just starting the training, 118. All the ATMs on, right? ATMs, let me see the chat room, light it up. What's up? Let's go. Yeah. ATM's always showing up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, bet y'all. I'm ready to run it. So let's pop this off. Yo, I appreciate everybody hopping on this call. I think it's gonna be very worth it. I am not doing any mindset, but this is gonna be something I truly believe everybody really needs, right? So I was on the way home today, from wherever we just were, the meeting, and I was like, one thing I kind of realized is watching everyone's stories and stuff. I'm like, I never see anybody using a whiteboard. And then I'm like, that's crazy because I remember coming up through my grind, I was up on the whiteboard, and stuff like that, always drawing it out. And, 1:30 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m., stuff like that, drawing stuff up on the whiteboard. And I realized that no one's doing that, anymore nowadays. And then, my thing is that if, what you focus on, like if what you focus on grows, how are we going to hit the next rank, etc., if we are not drawing out our downline, right? So if we're not drawing out our downline and what we focus on grows, right, well then we're not focused on that. So if we're not growing, then we're dying, right? So what we're doing right now is we literally have no vision on where to work and how to work and stuff like that. And so that's going to be what we're going over tonight, okay? Yes, you can have your goals and stuff like that, but the first thing I want everyone to know real quick is like, you have to get a whiteboard. I mean, my room, you know what I mean? Like, I have a whiteboard in my wall. That's how much I believe in whiteboards. Right here, there's another whiteboard, you know what I mean? We have whiteboards hanging in the closets and stuff. Like, then we have some hanging on downstairs, hanging up downstairs as well. We have about 10 whiteboards in general. And then we used to have one in the car, right? So you guys should have whiteboards with each other, for this. And then when you're meeting up with each other, your leaders, when you're game planning with your leaders, you should be like on the whiteboard writing this down. So I remember when I was with Edgar, a while ago, before he was even P600, and first thing we did, I was like, yo, we need to get on the whiteboard. We're actually in Breeze's house, and we went into the back room. We didn't have a whiteboard, so I think we used paper or something like that. We hung it on Breeze's wall, and we started drawing it out. And I remember when I was done, like Edgar was like, I didn't even know you could do this, like with business. Like he was literally like mind blown, right? So point is, you guys, is get good at what I'm going to teach you. This is what's going to give you your like analytical abilities. And when it comes to business, right, it's going to teach you how to see the field. It's going to teach you how to problem solve. It's going to teach you how to be artistic. And I believe that a lot of my success has came from this. So I know a lot of people will be like, oh, yo, Cash is genius. Where do you come up with this stuff sometimes? And so what I want you to understand is, when I'm like, oh, go do this, go do that, go do this, is because I've drawn so much shit up on the whiteboard, right, that that now my brain just thinks that way, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna get to the chase here, right? Let's go ahead and run it. What I'm gonna do, hopefully this works. I want to get on my iPad here, that way I can draw instead. Oops, it's a stop broadcast. All right. Everything on your screen. Stop. How do I? Start broadcasting. Okay. Then what? Right now, what do I do? The Zoom. Everything. I don't know what to do. I am clicking on the Zoom. Anybody know how to do this thing? But I wanted to. Yeah, you wanted your notes. Okay. Good? And then everyone can hear me too? Okay, perfect. So let's run it now, right? So this is going to be, you know, whiteboard training, right?
Got you.
I'm on it. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, don't stop the broadcasting. They're already on.
I got you.
What do you mean?
You can actually go to the real whiteboard.
Oh, this is fine.
Oh.
I mean, because either way it's white.
But they have like little drawing tools and shit.
So does this.
Okay.
You just click the button.
That's what I do last time.
All right. So let's run this, right? All right, whiteboard. So this is like a lot of the things that I'll do, right? So for example, right, like, I mean, you got to draw out your downline, right? So if you have a downline, I'm going to start off with that, right? This is shit that should be on there, okay? I mean, you should be drawing that, and it probably won't even look like that, to be honest. So it most likely look more like this because there's going to be names, right? So it'll be like, you know, it'll be like, you know, Jeanette, right? It'll be like Jeanette. And you guys, this is just fake how I'm doing this, all right? And then it'll be like, you know, Edgar, okay? And then it'll be like, you know, like Drake, Tim, and then it'll be like, Sarah, Crix's. Just say Tim, again, Todd, whatever, right? And, you know, then let's just say like whatever, and what you're going to do is you're going to draw all this out, okay? So then what I'll even do is I'll be at P600 or whatever. Now, what can I do with this? Now I can game plan, okay? And let's just say all these legs are done. But so this is going to be one of Jeanette's legs, hypothetically, okay? And again, I'm not drawing this line right here, you guys. I'm not drawing that out. I'm just kind of showing you. But now what I can do when I have all this drawn out is, okay, so let's just say that is that, you know, right? Boom, we section that off hypothetically. And now, you know, I'm able to game plan, right? You know, let's just say this leg with Drake right here, okay? And then I have Tim over here, and let's just say that's going on. Now I can game plan how I can get Jeanette, for example, to P600. And so now I'm getting a game. I can look at this and say, okay, Jeanette needs, you know, hypothetically, let's just say there's no one over here right now. So Jeanette's going to need, all right, this leg's maxed out, right? You know, there's Drake over there. So we just need, hypothetically, 2 over here, right? And 3 over here, or vice versa. So now, right, we have that done already, right? And then we have this one over here. We're going to do the same thing. And so you're gonna draw all that leg out, then draw all that leg out. Now, when we have this done, it's gonna be names everywhere. It's gonna be names absolutely everywhere, right? But now, and sometimes what you're gonna do is you're also gonna have to zoom in sometimes. So some of y'all have big ass teams. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do then, all right, is, you know, let's just say up top is you. Now let's just say I'm gonna go, hypothetically, y'all are on my squad, right? So let me say I'm actually going to be myself, and I'm not going to go with Drake, right? Because Drake has a huge team. So what I'm going to do if I want to zoom in on someone's organization is I'm going to go zoom in on let's just say let's say Izzy, right? And I'm just going to go on to Izzy's team, right? And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw hers, or I'm sorry, I don't want to do it like that. It's not going to be you. I'm actually going to act as if my spot is her. So I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to draw hers out. And so now I'm zooming in on my downline, right? So now that I can see what it's like from her perspective on things. So now as I mean, Izzy might not even know I'm doing this, right? I might be doing this at my home, like writing it down, saying, how can I get her to this rank? And so a lot of y'all don't even realize that, like, we're game planning your success before it's there. I mean, I remember way before Edgar hit his ranks, like, he was like, I'm like, yo, I already knew Edgar was going to build. And when all this shit started happening, me and Drake were like placing people in a certain way, etc., so that it was set up correctly, if that makes sense. Not saying that, by the way, we didn't build Edgar all the way to where he's at. I want to be very clear on that. But my point is that at the time, Edgar was one of our only people that was in and grinding. And so we were game planning all this stuff, even though he did not know it. And so now right? While this is going on, when you get a bigger organization, you're going to zoom in and you're going to be able to start writing things out. I remember one time I called Breeza a while ago before she hit P600, and you know, she didn't. I don't even know if she knew that I was doing this, but I had at the time I had Edgar pulling up his back office, and I was having him give me the names all over here. Okay, and so and then, you know, and now I know exactly. I'll literally write it like this, right? I'll put like, you know, 4, right, and then I'll be like, you know, 3, and then hypothetically it'd be like 1. And now I know what this looks like. So now I'm saying, and now I'm over here asking whoever the leader is. It might be Izzy, okay? And maybe Izzy's not there. I'm talking to someone who Izzy's working with very closely. And I'm going to say, okay, tell me about these people, right? Tell me about these people, right? Tell me about this person. Is this person like, are they a hitter, right? What should we do with them? Are they shy, right? They're gonna be like, no, you know, this person's not really doing much. Okay, so how are we gonna do something? Okay, let's taproot then. So we're gonna taproot this person, right? We're gonna taproot. You know, we're gonna have to make sure we're in phase 1 on this leg, right? Phase 1 over here. Okay. You know, we're gonna like, let's see if we can maybe get whoever this is over here to throw a home event, right? I'm thinking of ways, anything in my mind, to give a game plan for this leg over here. And sometimes it's going to be just for yourself. So it's not, sometimes it's for me, sometimes it's for other people. It depends on what I'm doing, right? But I'm identifying, I work in hotspots till this day. I don't just fly to a random state, right? It's because on my team, when you have a bigger squad, right? Instead of it's person sometimes, Izzy is going to turn into Indy instead, if that makes sense, right? So that it's a hot spot. So now I'm thinking, how can I get that city or country or whatever off the ground, or state or anything like that? But for right now, I want to keep it to where you guys are at right now. Now I'm going to go over here. Okay, I'm going to say, okay, hey, Izzy, who's over here? And let's give some names so it's a little bit easier for you to like actually grasp this. And again, sometimes it's so big that I don't sit there and draw it in exact. Sometimes I just put the names. Like sometimes it'll be like, you know, let's just say, again, Tim's such an easy name. Bob, right? You know, Sam. And sometimes it's exactly like this. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes that's it. And I'm putting a whole bunch of names in one way. And now I'll be like, okay, hey, Izzy, who's Tim? Okay. She's going to say, okay, Tim is, he lives in Oregon. Okay. So I'm going to write it down then. All right. Tim's in Oregon, hypothetically. Again, I'm all over the place. My brain is all over. Y'all have better handwriting. You'll figure it out, right? But I'm just going to write that down for my notes. I'm going to say, okay, she's going to say, I'll say, tell me more about Tim. Tim is confident, okay? So that matters to me, okay? Biggest leader over here, right? Biggest leader, okay? So I'm coming up with things already. I'm gathering myself. I have a focus area now. This shit's not random. I want this person's personality. I want to know where they live. I want to know who they know. I want to know if they know, okay, Izzy, did you put Bob and Sam under there? Or did he recruit Bob and Sam? Or did Tim recruit Bob and Sam? Who brought them in, right? Because it matters to me if Bob is moving. If Tim is moving, or it matters to me if Izzy's the one that put them there. Why? Because Tim might have influence over Bob and Sam. That tells me that maybe they're in Oregon. I'm getting a whole bunch of information out of this. If people are not doing this, then you're not really building. There's no way you're building if you're not doing this. Because, I mean, this is like a science fucking test. If you look at this shit, this is just one person. Imagine being me right now, right? Like, literally imagine being me right now. So you got to understand that this is like this is just a small, team right here that we're looking at. If some of y'all got big ass teams and you're not doing this, I don't know how you're gonna hit the next rank. And so for me, right, I'm doing this through all the squads. And I might be like, add culture. Right? Add culture over here. Because just because we have a culture in ATM, right, does not mean we have a culture, right, on that squad. Let me explain, right? Well, this is my fault. I thought everyone knew how to do this because, like, when I started, this was just a fucking thing, if that makes sense, right? So I thought everyone knew how to do this. So my thing is, is why does everyone not know how to do this? There's a disconnect in the culture. Meaning, if I don't make sure I'm focusing or I'm making sure I do a training or making certain, I can't just assume that this is part of the culture. So adding culture is something that matters for some of you guys as well. Like, yeah, because it's going to duplicate your organization. Some of y'all think you have a culture just because ATMs has a culture, but you have to duplicate that culture, right? You have to duplicate this training, right? You have to duplicate, things like this for your success. So I'm always looking because I'm like, oh, hey, we need to focus on culture more. We need to focus on this more, right? We need to focus on that more. I'm looking at a whole bunch of different aspects, right? So I'm looking at, again, I'm going to write down the game plan. Now, a lot of people say, Cash, how do you know what to train on? Now I'll be real. I throw random trainings and I do whatever, right? But here's my thing. I might be going through this and say, okay, Tim is confident. Let's just say Bob, right? Bob is not confident, right? Not confident, all right? And I'm going to say Sam, okay? Sam, not confident. Okay, cool. So now what am I going to do a training on, right? I'm going to do a training on mindset and confidence. So now I know, because now I know what Izzy's team needs. Hey, Izzy, right? Run a training, right? Run a training with Izzy, right? This is my game plan now. Like, this is how I'm moving, right? Run a training with Izzy for, right, Tim's team. Okay? So now I know Izzy's team needs culture. They're lacking confidence, right? Tim's out in Oregon, so is Bob and Sam. Now I know. Now I can help her and say, let's focus out there in Oregon. This is how we're gonna get Oregon up. Let's do a launch call, right? Let's have everyone meet up at a Starbucks and get me in front of them. This is how I find out. Because here's the thing, you guys. If you have a big ass team, let's just say Izzy is one team out of 2,000 people, right? You're not gonna know who the fuck Tim, Bob, and Sam are over here. You're not gonna know who they are. So how are you gonna figure out who these people are? Is by drawing up your downline and talking to Izzy, getting a mental picture of what her downline looks like. And now what we can do is I can say, hey, Izzy, put me on a call with such and such, right? Now, since I have so much experience doing this, I just can tell by movement in the chat room or something like that. Like, for example, Savage was talking. I forgot what happened, but he said something in the chat room. I'm like, yo, put me on a call with him, because I can see that something like this was on Savage's team, because I've been doing this for so long that the second something's in the chat room, I can spot it. But some of y'all, what's happening is, just because I have a big team doesn't mean that since you have a smaller team, you don't need to do this. Some of y'all have no idea what the fuck is going on in your team. Some of y'all have no idea. And now what happens is this, right? Since you didn't focus on this area and you don't know what's going on in your team, this is what happens. They just go away. And now you're wondering what's going on. The reason why you don't know what's going on is because you don't know what's going on. That's why you don't know what's going on. So you got to be drawing all this out, and you map out every leg. Now what I'm going to do is I might do an individual training for each leg, for all I know. Training here, training here. I might do a training here, right? 3 different trainings. Okay, cool. So now what I do is I do individual trainings, but now I say, okay, well, I need to put, hypothetically, I need to get me a little, I don't want to say that. Nope, not going to say that word. Okay, so I was going to do something and everyone was going to start doing shit like that. Nope. Okay, so I might say, right, for this entire squad here, right, let me do a training on, Instagram, IG marketing, right? IG marketing. So now I know what to do, train. I'm going to do all this together, our individual, right? And now I'm going to do an entire training for everyone together. So now what's that going to do? Well, think about this, right? Let me reset this. Oh shit. No. All right. Let me reset this, right? For the love of God, I'm just hitting new. There we go. Okay. So let's just say we reset it. And now if you look at what we just did, let's look at this. Okay, these are the legs. We do an individual, right? Individual. Now guess what's going to happen? Right? So now they're getting an individual train, because sometimes you guys will see me on random calls, sometimes not with y'all, right? It won't be a group training. Sometimes I'm on small calls. So this is what these small calls are. They're individual trainings with somebody on my squad. So now what's going to happen? I'm getting momentum because every team might need something different. Just because the whole team might need something doesn't mean that every individual team is going to need the same thing. So I'm able to focus on what that team needs and train them up on it. So each of them gets their individual training. What's that create? That's going to create momentum. Now what am I going to do, right? Now all the team needs something more, right? So what am I going to do? I do an entire group training. Now the entire group training is going to get everybody on the overall same page and overall picture of where I see the team going wrong or where I see the team needs to go do better or whatever the focus area is I believe the team needs. So now I do a group training, right, for all of them. And now I did here, here, here. I got my focus area, all right, boom, nail it. Now Izzy's entire squad has momentum, or they're all trained up to create future momentum, right? So this is a lot of what I'm doing. I like, you know, all throughout the day, I'm doing this. This is going to change, by the way, on a weekly basis probably, right? The game plan might change. Some people are going to quit. Some people are going to add in, right? Some things are going to change. Someone's confidence level that wasn't confident might boost up. Some people are going to get better at Instagram after you do the Instagram training, and now it might change, right? But I'm always looking, okay? I'm always looking for something because what you focus on grows. What you focus on grows, right? Now, if this is me, for example, and let me zoom out. Let's go back to you, okay? You, for example. All right, now let's just say, right, my game plan, which some of y'all don't even know, how, like, y'all be yelling chairman and y'all don't even know the leg bounce. I don't understand that shit because y'all don't even know the leg bounce. Somebody, like, chairman, how are you going to hit something if you don't know what it looks like? Like, I mean, you don't even know what the game plan is to get there. So how are you going to hit it, right? So you got to have the game plan to hit to hit whatever it is that you're trying to get. 30, 15. So let's go. You want to get to P2K, hypothetically. Oh, shit. So what I'm going to do is say, right, hypothetically, you're P1000, but now the game plan is to get to, right, P2000. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it written, right? And by the way, you guys, I'm very like dyslexic and ADHD. So my shit, when I'm writing and stuff, it's all over, but it looks good to me, if that makes sense. Like, I know what I just did. Y'all are like, what the fuck is that? That's actually how I take notes. It's crazy. But on my board, it's going to say it like this, right? So I'll put, oh, shit. What the hell? It's not writing up there. All right, there we go. Platinum 2000. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, right, you know, what is it, 30, okay, 30, 15. So I know what I'm looking at. I know what the goal is. I know what I need to do to get there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out my leg balance, okay? So I'm going to write down all the names, all right? So boom, and then I'll write down the names like I told you. Your legs are going to be a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to put name, right, name, okay, name, whatever. I'm dyslexic. This is Wayne, whatever, right? Name. All right, boom. Name. Boom. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is say, obviously I'm P1000. So let's say this is, you know, let's say this is at 35. Okay. Boom. I have 35 on that squad. Okay. I look at this. I'm going to say, I have 19 over here. Right. Then I have, okay. That needs to be 15, 7. Boom. Okay, cool. I have a visual picture. Now what I know is that this is the goal. So now I'm able to reverse engineer, right, how I'm going to get to the goal. I'm able to, by seeing this, I can now start at P2000, say this is what I need. I'm going to write this down, and now I can game plan. Or sometimes when I'm very close to a rank, sometimes I'll change up the game plan. I don't want to confuse you, but sometimes I might see I'm at 35 people, I'm maxed out on that leg, then how can I drive that leg to go for P5K? Let's get this motherfucker P5K ready over here, right? That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking, some people are like, Cash, what should I focus on? Right? Should I focus on the weak leg? Focus on fucking everything. That's what you got to focus on, everything. What you focus on grows. You only want one leg to grow, right? I'm not here to hit P1000. I'm not here to hit P2000. I'm not here to hit Chairman 25, nor am I here to hit Chairman 50, right? I want to hit all of the ranks. So when I'm maxed out on the leg, how can I drive depth into that leg and keep it running? So that's when I start writing out Izzy. I start writing out these other names, right? And I'm reverse engineering each leg, and I'm coming up with the individual game plan, right? That's how I get. So now if the game plan's done, right, you go through all the people's teams, you reverse engineer how Jeanette's gonna hit her rank, how Melina is gonna hit her rank, right? How Izzy's gonna hit her rank, how Jay is gonna hit her rank, how Carrie's gonna hit her rank, right? I go through all of them. And now what I'm going to do is say, hey, this is how we're going to do it. Hey, Carrie, this is the game plan. Hey, Melina, this is the game plan. Hey, Jeanette, this is the game plan. Now I call them. I say, hey, I'm coming to your house, right? This is what I see. This is what we're going to do, right? Now I see, hey, right, Jeanette needs to do more home events, right? Such and such needs to do this. I'm writing that shit down. And so I'm going to be like, right, Tim needs to throw home events, Jeanette, right? How can we get a home events going on, right, in this leg? I'm doing shit like that, right? So you're able to get a thing of action, a plan of action. Some of you don't have a plan of action. You're just working to work. You're taking calls to take calls, and you don't even know what's going on, right? So how are you going to go anywhere? You're not. And so, again, I thought this was common sense. And no offense to anyone, by the way. This is not, I truly thought it was common sense. I didn't know people weren't doing this. Now, the other thing I'm going to have on my legs is, and by the way, you want to talk to your leaders. So a lot of times, right, I'm going to go to, like, again, whoever it is, like, I might start high. I might start at the P5K on my squad and say, hey, who are the leaders? I might do things like that once I have a bigger team. And so I know where to pinpoint, because sometimes I can't see everything, right? So that's why I work with my leaders. I'm gonna hit up Edgar. I'm gonna hit up Drake, right? I'm gonna hit up people on Oregon, etc. And I'm gonna say, yo, right? Hey, who's your leader right now? Who's working? And they're gonna tell me. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a list of the hitters out there in Oregon and write them down. And now I'm gonna say, tell me about this person. I'll be on FaceTime with them. Right? I mean, drop a 1 if I've done this for you in the chat. No hype, but drop a 1 if I've done this. If I've called you about this, I've done this in front of you. Anyone on the squad, drop a 1 if I've done this for you. Yeah, exactly. Gavin, definitely done with you, right? So I've done this with several people, right? So this is how we do shit. Mila, I see you on the what's up, girl? So Mila, right? I did this with me. Oh yeah, big time. And so this is how, and now they're telling me where I can go. So I'm not wasting my time. So this is when I tell people, by the way, hey, Cash, I want to work with you. Are you on the list? Right? Are you on the list? Right? Because my leader's going to tell me where to look at. If you're disrespecting my leader, well, I know that about that already. Why would I work with you if you're not uncoachable? If you're uncoachable? Nope, that person has an ego. This is why I know what's going on in the squad, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to put like, right, Nick, right, Nick has a ego, right? Let's say, Melina, you have an ego, right? Let's say, sorry, Melina. Jeanette, you have an ego, right? So now this is what I'm doing. I'll get a call, and it'll be from Melina, and it's gonna be like, I'll be like, hey, Cash, like, or I'll get a text, hey, Cash, I really want to work with you. I'm gonna be like, no, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm just being real. Like that's what happens. So now people are like, well, why my leaders don't work with me, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, now you have a fucking ego. Why would I waste my time with you? Ego, you don't grow. So this is how we're doing this shit, right? So on your the next thing that you're gonna have is you should have runners on here, or newest, let's put it, newest possible momentum, or you should have what's gonna call, like potential, right? Potential leaders. Potential, right? Leaders, right? I'll have a list of potential leaders, and I'll have a whole list of them, right? I have a whiteboard that doesn't move, and then I have a whiteboard for game planning. I have a whiteboard for my agenda, right? I have a whiteboard for this shit, right? So literally, because one of them I want to remove shit on it, one of them I want shit to stay there, right? And so I have things that are moving around. And then one's just for flat out, like I said, game planning and stuff like that. So I have potential leaders. Then I'll have, right, you know, leaders. And I said this to some of the people that are in the group chat, but I said I have a list of people who are kind of quiet, who maybe don't hit me up, and so sometimes they're kind of out of sight, out of mind, but that I know that they're a leader. And so I'll have like a quiet leader who I'll just say, I put like, don't forget. And then what I'll do is I'll write them down. And the reason why I do that is because I have a big fucking team and I forget shit, right? And so I have shit like that, so I don't forget who those people are. What do I want to do? I'm going to focus on them, right? I don't, just because they're not taught, because Drake is loud as a motherfucker, right? I ain't going to miss Drake. You know, even if Drake's not here, I'm going to know about Drake. But some of you are going to have people on your squad, and just because they're not loud and shit, don't mean that they're quietly putting in some fucking grind. And so now they might not inbox you a lot, but now you forgot them because they're not inboxing you. Now what happens to them, right? The list of don't forget turned into the list of you forgot, and they forgot you. They left, right? And I'm not perfect. I have people leave probably all the time for this, most likely, right? But this is what I'm doing. So I have it. Then I have a call through list, which is fucking enormous. Call through, right? My fucking closet just moved by itself. That was weird. He was moving shit. Now it scared the hell out of me. So I have a call through list, my daily call through list, right? So I'll have that shit going on. Now I know who to call through. Some of y'all don't even be calling through your team. That's why your team don't fuck with you. I'm just gonna be honest. Why is my team only talking to the my upline, right? My mentor. Why is my team talking? Because your mentor is writing the shit down, calling your team. You're not. You're trying to text them. Hey, do you need anything? You don't wait for your team to come to you. You go to your team, right? How do you go to the team? What did I say? I'm going to call Izzy, right, with the game plan. Hey, Izzy, I noticed that this is what you got to do. I know this is what we have to, like, hey, I noticed that, we need to start throwing home events. I noticed that we need to start doing blah, 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 blah. I'm coming with the game plan. I'm not asking for one. I might call my leader to help me help them, but I'm not asking, what do you need help with? I fucking hate that question. That's a dumb fucking question. If you're asking somebody, what do you need help with? That's terrible leadership. I'm just going to be real. I ask that sometimes, but it's very rarely do I say, what do you need help with? Very rarely do I say, what do you need help with, right? I mean, you've got to start doing this and go to the team with the game plan. The team that you are not a mentor if the team is telling you what they need. You're supposed to tell the team what they need. Now, with that part being said, right, you want to make sure you're calling through these people. Now, let's say some of y'all might have a big-ass team. Some of you might not be able to talk to everyone per day, which I don't want to make an excuse for you, because if you have a team less than 200 people, everybody, you should talk to almost everybody. But now, here's the thing. I'm going to split it. I'm going to split my legs. So this is going to be my call-through list. Again, still going to be my call-through, okay? Now what am I going to do? I'm going to have, right, leg one, right, leg two, right, leg three. Boom. Now I have 3 legs. Now I have a big-ass team, okay? So I'm going to do this, call through all of them one day. Like, so let's just say Monday, I call through them, okay? Tuesday, I call through them, right? And then Wednesday, right? Now what do I do? Repeat. Now I go through Wednesday. Okay, so Thursday I'm back at leg 1. So I'm not forgetting my focus areas. I'm like, I'm moving around my squad. Now my team is so big now at this point, right, that what I will be doing is I will have to have sections up in this shit, but don't worry about that. Don't even write that down. But for me, it might take me a week, a while to get through everybody because I have to call through a whole bunch of people here. I go through all of this, and then I got to go back down over here and start on this section. And sometimes I'm not able to get to everybody because I'm also taking random calls, right? But this is how you're doing shit. Does this make sense for everybody how I'm saying this? Okay, so that's how I'm going to do that. Now, this is how I'm going to get all of this stuff. Now, right, on another whiteboard, what you should have is okay, again, that's the game planning one. On another whiteboard should be like your agenda, right? So your agenda, right? I don't like planning out my day. I'm not reading the chat yet. I don't like planning out my day too much into a routine. That's just me personally. But at the same time, I have a way that my day flows, if that makes sense, okay? I have a way that my day flows. But I'm gonna wake up, brush my fucking teeth, hopefully, right? Hopefully shower, just kidding. But no, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna go through the stuff that I usually go through. It might be a routine, but I'm gonna flow with my day. Some things I don't like to do. At this time, I'm doing this. Some of y'all might do good with that. I'm not saying to or not to do that. I'm just talking about myself, okay? Hopefully eat. So, sometimes I write that shit down, for real. Sometimes Carrie should be bringing me food. I'm like, oh, yeah. Now, again, this is going to be agenda. So what I'll do on my agenda, right, is I might have, who was that? Disrespectful. Just kidding. I might have, what was it? Sorry, that threw me off. Damn, I wish this fucking notification would come in. I don't know what. Okay, my day, right, good. Okay, so my day. So I might have, I want to wake up, hypothetically, right, at, let's just say 9 a.m., right? Now, I might do, this is why some of y'all just really ain't doing shit, because some of y'all like, hey, I need to do this, like, I'm going to trade fucking wake up, trade all this shit, right, through all the way to fucking 10 p.m., right? Now everyone's asleep. And now they say, this is all trading they did all this whole time. Don't write this down. This is what some people will be doing. All this is trading. And then they say, Cash, why don't I, right, have momentum? I'm struggling, is what they're saying to me. What are you doing with your time? What are you doing with it? That you gotta like have some type of plan, right? You wake up, boom. Okay, cool. I'm gonna say coffee, whatever. Then what I want, like gym, right? 10 a.m. right? I know that marketing probably usually doesn't kick off until 10, 11 a.m. Why? Because at some point, what some of y'all gotta understand is, by the way, is this. You might have a team, right, that is let's just say in California, right, and stuff like that. So you have to wake up at different times to make sure it adjusts for your team. And so you gotta learning to wake up random. You might have a team in Australia. There was a time I had a team in Australia, and I was waking up right at random times of the day. I was waking up at like 5 a.m. because that was like 1 p.m. there, and I didn't want to miss. I wanted to take a call for someone. That's why some of this shit matters for like when you're growing. Okay, so gym 10 a.m. Now let's just say I wanted to start, right. Like I'm gonna get home right, whatever, right 10, right people, whatever, by let's just say 11:30. Okay. Now after I'm done with that, here's my thing. I'm gonna get this done. That section is gonna be sectioned off. Why? Because now what I'm saying is, right, is I'm saying by this time, right, noon, hypothetically, right, I recommend trying to start by more 11, just to be honest. 11 to 11 is big time marketing hours, right? Big time marketing hours, but whatever. So let's just say you're starting off at noon now, okay? Now you can start taking calls. Now what I do, because I want to have a life, right? This is for me. People like, the thing is I used to just do shit randomly, right? And what happened is it like, I would take calls here, 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 and here. And now what happened is I couldn't go to the gym, right? I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't write people. I couldn't do any of that stuff because I'm taking calls randomly. So for me, right, I have a time where like I'm going to get my shit done before the team wakes up, for example. I'm going to get my shit now, right? If somebody says to me, hey, Cash, will you take a call at 10 a.m.? No, that's my gym time right now, right? Now, my thing is notice what I'm doing, though, is I'm doing it around business hours. Some of y'all, this is what you're fucking doing, is killing me. I mean, it's like ridiculous. It's 3 p.m., right? You're at the gym. Your team's calling you for a call, and you're saying, no, I'm at the gym. And you're wondering why I don't have momentum. What are you doing? Like, it's the middle of the day. You're not taking a call in the middle of the day? I mean, that is crazy. That's why you got to do this, right? So you're going to schedule it out. So now you're doing these calls. Now it's okay, cool. Hypothetically, right? 4 p.m., right? Starbucks meeting. Right. Cool. Right? Then, 7 p.m., right? Team training. And even then, I don't like to do, y'all notice I do trainings late, by the way. Y'all want to know why I do trainings late? You almost never see me do a training at 7 o'clock. It's almost always at 11. Why? What time did I tell you? 11 to 11 is business hours. Why would I be stocking Walmart? Why would I be stocking during the middle of the day? Why would we be doing activity during the middle of the day? Right? We want to be productive. So I wouldn't even do a team training here. I'm just writing down examples, though. I wouldn't even do one because I'm taking calls. I want to maximize because 11 a.m. here, for example, 11 p.m. here, for example, is only 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. in California. So now you're doing trainings at 7, which is 5 o'clock for your Cali team. And now you can't, now they're at work or whatever it is that they're doing at 5 o'clock. So that's why you got to like start using logic. 11 to schedule all of this out. Okay, schedule all of this out. Now we have our that's going to be our whiteboard for that. All we're doing on this whiteboard after this is just, right, we're just might be changing the times on some of them, but some of this will always be the same, for example. So this might always be the same, and now this is just scheduling, right? So now all I'm doing is I just erase all this off my whiteboard. That's why I have one whiteboard that I really want to say the same, and then I keep that there. Boom. That's one whiteboard. Now what's my other one, right? I tell people, right, I don't really do affirmations, but at the same time, what I'll do is I have quotes down, and I do have, for example, I'm going to have my chairman, right? My chairman 100 date, right? I'm going to have my chairman 100 date. So I'm going to have the date for that. Okay? And now when I'm walking by it, my subconscious mind is seeing it. Now, the other thing that I might have is, some quotes that I like to walk by and read or remind myself of, hey, God's got your back. Hey, God's working for you. Hey, remember, it's already done. I like to see things that some of y'all have a bad thought, right? You have bad thoughts that you and you don't have something to remind you not to you don't have something to remind you of the opposite, right? Some of y'all are not confident and you don't remember to say, hey, be confident today. Some of you, are, for example, have doubt and you don't remember to say, hey, God's already seen it through, right? I have quotes like that I make sure that I see that. Mine are on my board right now because I actually erase everything because I want to redo it. But I have stuff like that reminds me of what. So now I might not look at it every day. That's not even what I'm saying. But there might be a day where I'm like sitting there and I completely forgot about that quote and I look up and it'll say, you know, remember God's got your back, or remember, you know, it's already done. And now I'm literally like, oh, and it feels good, right? I'm programming my mind now, at least for that day, for that second or whatever. I have a focus area of what that quote said. So I'm having quotes to reinforce my wants, right? And so I have 3 whiteboards. Drake, Drake, I know you're on this call. Drake, drop just tell me if this is facts or not. Some of y'all been to my house. Right when you walk up my stairs, right? Didn't there used to be a fat ass whiteboard there, right? And it would have quotes on it and shit. And I'm not even saying I looked at it every day, but my son, yeah, Austin, shit, thank you. You walk it up, yep, Jacob, you walk up there, I had a whiteboard. Right when I walk up the stairs, I see it, right? Walk into my room, I just show y'all, I have whiteboards all around my room. I see it. I walk into my bathroom, oh, guess what? Yep, right? It's in my bathroom on my mirror. My mirror right here, right? On top, used to have it up there as well. My mirror I'm like, yo, I drive a lot. Why would I not put my Chairman 100 date on my mirror, on my reverse mirror, or on my side mirrors? Now every time I look at it, I even had it right above my window as well. Why? Because now my subconscious mind is seeing it while I'm driving, right? So I'm not saying I do affirmations. I'm not saying I sit there and say affirmations all day, but I definitely have my day set up for success as well. So my whiteboards are doing all of these things, you guys. And so it's very important that you have, you know, whiteboards to really start growing and adapting. I also might even do things like, don't forget for this, right? I might have like, don't forget, right? Subliminals, right? Subliminal, you know, I want to make sure I have my subliminal messages today, right? I might have a car payment. In fact, I have a don't forget right here. Shit, car insurance. Thanks. Car insurance. Shit. This is my point right above my head. Because what are you going to do when you're really busy? And the thing is I'm really busy, right? So my thing is like, you guys got to think about like this. I'm so busy trying to help everyone else, right? So is like everybody, okay? But I'm just, doing the training for my perspective. I'm so busy, helping everyone else out that I forget my own life sometimes, right? And so I like forget, like, I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to, I'm like, I didn't, for example, I didn't do my car insurance today. I didn't call Wells Fargo today. I didn't do a whole bunch of things today because I'm doing other things, right? So I have to write this part down because my day, what I tell everybody, when I wake up, it's attack time now, right? How are you attacking? Some of y'all are waiting. You're not attacking because you don't have whiteboards up. So, T.O. Trays, I see a big ass whiteboard behind you. You're like, yeah, that's exactly what I do. He's like, I don't even need to be on this training. Like, this is right behind my head right now. So I don't want to go on and on. I think that's good, but that's what I have. So that's kind of how I do things. It's how I operate. And I think it's very key. No, I know it's key to your success that you have something that's changing. The other thing is you should pay Haley for a good flyer, right? I'm just being honest, and have it set up as the background for your rank, because some of y'all aren't even investing in your business. I'm just being honest. And for me, I don't give a fuck how much money I have, right? I'm just being honest. I'm going to invest into a flyer no matter what rank I have, or no matter what rank I'm at, because I don't care. I want to see my success. I would hire Haley to have a professional flyer, not one you've done for yourself, because that flyer, your subconscious mind knows it's bullshit. Why would you not get a very good chairman flyer? Why would you not have that? Like a good one, a quality one, right? The one that you believe. Here's my thing. I have my Chairman 100 flyer already fucking made, good to go, right? The one I'm actually going to use. Like, not like, I don't want someone, I have the one I want already. It's my screensaver. So you guys have to have this shit set up for that stuff as well. Your whiteboards and what you're writing down, what are you saying to yourself and what's your mind looking at every day, right? What is it looking at every day? And the other thing is what's your, I'm talking about, this is really good actually, your environment. I mean, this is really good. We're talking about this. What is your room setup like? What's your, here's the thing. I couldn't afford this, right? I mean, this is something light too. Okay, look at that. I have my whiteboard in my wall. So I don't know why I have soundproof, probably because I scream, right? But, and then I got me a little desk, right? Got me a little desk. Okay, I got my chair and shit. I'm always on the laptop, so my old ass had to get a cushion that warms my arm and that cools my ass because it be getting hot, right? And so you'll see though that, I don't know if, there we go. Look, you'll see I have a whole section, okay? I got a light and all this other stuff. Why? Because wouldn't it feel, does it feel good to work in a bed? Some of y'all work in a bed. Fuck that. That's fucking stupid. Just being honest. What? You're not gonna hit chairman in your fucking bed. I mean, that's fucking stupid. Okay, I'm just being honest, right? So, I mean, what I would do, doesn't it feel good to be on, like, in an office? My home office. Do you see Jason Brown doing calls in his home office or in his bed? So, my thing is that, notice I'm always in the same area. I'm in my office. Now, get this shit, right? I think I did this at P5K is when I really started focusing on my environment in my room. And that's when some of y'all seen the come up like completely. I went in I bought a new bed and shit. If you can't afford that, get the point. Okay, just get the point. Bought a new bed. I'm like, I deserve better, right? I deserve better than this bed. Some of you guys are saying I'm gonna sleep on the floor and when I deserve a bed, that's contradicting. You should be living like a king. You should be living like a queen. Don't sleep on the floor till you deserve it. You're supposed to act as if. You're contradicting in your environment. So my thing is I got me a king-size bed at 5K because I wanted to feel like a king. I'm not telling you to do this. Get the mindset. Then what I did was, right, I got this stuff. Now, this was probably total. I got at Chairman 25, this chair right here, okay? And I got it for like $30 because I still shop cheap. Okay? This, right, got that shit for like $25, right? And this right down there, I think I got for like, I don't know, maybe 50 or something like that. You think about 50? About $50. So the whole setup I got for cheap. And I wanted it small, obviously, so I could, because my room it's not even big. And so now what I'm able to do is I can be in my room taking calls, etc. Right? And I have my office area. Now you're set, your environment set up for success. Now when you're taking a call, you look like you're more serious because you're in an office in a computer chair taking calls, etc. Right? And so, I mean, to be honest, I even right now I have a camera coming, a webcam coming because I just broke my last one. But y'all can tell this looks different is because I broke my last one. We're on Thanksgiving, but I invest into little shit like that. I go on Amazon. I look at 5 stars for shit of whatever I need, and I look for as cheap as hell 5 stars, 10,000 reviews. Like, I'm being serious. Till this day I shop like that, right? I'm not. I might buy designer and shit like that, but I keep my overhead low as a motherfucker, right? Let's look at this, right? Subliminal message is one of the most important things in my life. Okay, I went on Amazon. I got some, 10,000 reviews on headphones. Pay $45, right? I'm not wearing Bose. I'm not wearing none of that stuff. But I'm getting my environment set up for success. Some of y'all think you need to have like this fucking $300 whiteboard and shit, right? Now I have something like this, right? Let's look. If you're not in Forbes, get back to work. Okay, cool. So I have that in my room. I have soundproof. Why? I have soundproof because I want my room to more so feel more like an office for myself, right? All of this is for my mind. Then what I did is I went in my closet and I got rid of some of y'all need to go clean out your fucking closet, right? Because you need to make room for your future clothes, your successful clothes. And guess what, right? Y'all see me do it on what was it? On Instagram. I still have this story archive, right? Some of y'all see me do this. I took all the clothes I ever owned, right? And that my whole life, even my brand new shoes. I took everything. I don't want memories. I want no memories. Some of y'all have things that remind you of bad shit. Y'all got shit of your exes, shit of your fucking such and such, shit of your friends that you're not friends with anymore. Every time you see that, you're thinking about it now, and now you're attracting bad shit. What's your environment look like that you're living in every day? Is it set up for abundance? Is your environment set up for abundance or what? No, probably not. My room. I'm always trying to make sure it's clean. It be getting dirty as fuck, right? Because every day I'm throwing shit around, blah, blah, blah. But I make sure I'm cleaning it and all this other stuff. My bed, right? It's always making my bed. Why? Because that's the first task of your day that you've done for success. You're setting you're completing something. Now, if you have a bad day, at least you're coming back to a made bed, right? So these are all those things. I mean, this little thing right here. I mean, just little shit, y'all. Office supplies. My dad said, everyone's like, yo, what should we get cash for Christmas? It's hard to get someone that's making that much money and stuff. I said, yo, give me office supplies. That's what I like, right? I mean, what are you investing in your business? Because some of y'all are at P6, P1K, P2K, right? All this other shit, and you're not investing in your business, right? So you got to do those little things. Your phone, I have applications that help me run my day better, right? Some of y'all don't want to get fucking TaxBot. If you're a P600 and you don't have TaxBot, you're fucking tripping. I'm going to say just like that. You're tripping if you don't have TaxBot. Why? Because you're going to no matter what, you're going to have to pay taxes. Grow up. Seriously. Some of y'all need to hear that. I'm not going to get it. I'm going to wait. Now you're going to wait till next year. You don't have TaxBot. And now all this is going to go through. You're going to need it. And now you're screwed on your taxes. And TaxBot's a write-off. You're making money off of it. Why would you not use it? You want to lose money. That's why, right? Savings account. I'm really trying to help. This is like a really more of a productivity type of thing we're talking about right now. Savings account. I don't have a savings account. That's fucking stupid. Why would I ever have a savings account? I don't understand. My thing is if you have a savings account, then you're saving. We're supposed to be investing. So if you're P600, you should have, if you're any rank or you're nothing, you're not making any money from this business, you should have Acorn and Stash App, right? At least one of those two or both. I have both, right? I have $50,000 within the two of them, right? Just between those two. Now, my thing is, disclaimer, results not typical. I don't know. I might put this on my YouTube. I want the FTC trying to get at my ass, right? But my thing is say that again. On Acorn and Stash App, some of y'all are saying I can't save, right? I mean, just last month I saved a rack alone by swiping my card. My thing is when I was like on the come up, right? Here's the thing. I damn sure am gonna pay myself first before I pay any of my bills. Like you got me fucked up. I'm gonna take my money. My money's gonna go work for me. You're paying someone else's bills. You're paying someone else's residual income. You're letting your money go work for someone else. Why the fuck is your money not working for you? I'm just gonna be very real again. That's a peasant mentality. Like most people on this call and that are gonna listen to this have a peasant mentality. They don't want to let go of their money till this day. I'm being honest. Like a lot of people are gonna watch this. Are gonna be bigger ranks, and you're not saving your fucking money, right? I take like 40% of my income, and it's gone right out the gate. I don't even see my paycheck, right out the gate. Why? Why would I ever pay my bills and pay someone else's residual income and have my money working for them and not myself? Why are you doing that? So you can do what? Go buy some extra candy bars and shit and not know where your money is going? Swipe your card, Acorn takes the loose change and it puts it in the stock market for you, right? Acorn already has it set up for that. Stash, you got to be a little bit more on top of shit, right? You can invest in individual stocks, or it'll pick something for you, right? Or it'll pick like a aggressive mix and stuff like that, and you can send it in there. or you can do ETFs. I have my money in all of them, right? I'm putting 15 racks into Amazon, right? I'm just being honest. So now Amazon's expected to over double, right? Just in the next year. It's expected to go up to $10,000 per share, right? In the next 5 years. I'm getting some Amazon, baby. I'm just being real. So what are you doing with your money? You can have your money working for you starting now. Now, guess what? You can be a multi-millionaire by the age of 40 or 50 just by investing a little bit. I mean, you know, I'm having to have this talk with some of y'all because you're not saving your money, and it's killing me. Because now what's going to happen is when we go to invest somewhere, right? I'm going to be like, yo, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to say, I don't have it. I'm going to be like, okay, because I want to be able to do, right? Me and Jake were just talking about this. We've been talking about this. ATMs, we're not stopping here. We're not stopping. This isn't just for IM. Yes, we love IM, etc., but we also have a vision, right, of leading everybody everywhere to make sure that we know where else to invest in and open up business with everybody else when they're ready. Yo, when you hit Chairman 50, don't worry about business. Don't worry about anything else right now. Focus on this. When we hit Chairman 50, for example, now we're going to have a game plan, right? Now we can invest in this together. Now we can do this together. You get what I'm saying? So right now we want you saving your money for that stuff. It doesn't matter how broke you are. You're never too broke to save. In fact, I was listening to Bob Proctor, and he said, right, if you're broke or you're in debt, if anything, you should be. That's why you should be saving. This is coming from the rich, right? Because guess what? And then I think he even said this. He's like, think about it. If you're already late for rent, then you're already late for rent. Why would you still not pay yourself? Right? $10, for example. $15, $50. I don't know. Start setting your shit up. Start getting some apps that's going to be productive, right? Some shit will make you do too much and you're like, you don't know whatever, right? But TaxBot, Acorn, right? Stash, Uber Eats. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know, shit like that, right? I'm trying to make sure I'm like going through. I'm just really making sure I'm like being really effective on this thing. What's that? That might be all I use. And I'm more so talking. I'm not even talking about like. I'm just talking more for like life hacks. You know what I mean? But I want to kind of start finishing this off. I'm just trying to make sure I got everything done. I mean that's everything, right? Oh, by the way, like Alexa, turn all the lights off. Alexa, turn all the lights to blue. Alexa, turn all the lights to white. Okay, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 2:21 a.m.
Why would I not customize my room? Why would my office? I'm sorry. Why would I not customize? Oh, guess what? I think I paid shit $40. $40. Like that, like $40. So why would I not customize my room? Like you guys get what this is my office. It's my office. I mean, I don't want to have to get up and turn the light off and all this other stuff. I want to be efficient. I have Alexa, right, setting my time, my reminder, meeting for blah, blah, blah. I have an assistant in my room. What are you doing? What are you doing, right? So set your environment up for success. My room, by the way, that's the other thing. I told a lot of y'all, right, that, you know, for example, right, boom, I got my soundbar and all this other stuff, right, boom, right, my speakers in the walls. I'm not telling you to do that, but again, I wanted my room set up for success. So my thing is that I realized music makes me feel very good. So now what I can do is I can have my music playing when I'm feeling good, and I blast that shit up in my room before calls and stuff, right? Focus. I mean, my environment is set up for a fucking chairman. Like a chairman 500 is set up to win, right? I don't want to. I don't leave my room. I don't leave my room. I wake up, I shower, and I'm in here. Yours doesn't have to be in the room. For example, I want to move into a penthouse because I like light, and there's not enough light and sun in my room. So that's why I really like sun and stuff like that. But at the same time, I have family that live here, etc. And so I designed my room the way it needs to be for right now. What can you do right now? I'm not asking you to do a lot, but start making room or start changing the environment that you're in for on your calls, etc. Start setting it up for success. If you don't need anything in your closet, throw it away. I'm not asking you to throw away your clothes and shit like I did. But what I want you to know is when I went and threw away my clothes, right? I said, everyone said, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? I said, I'm making room for my designer, right? I couldn't afford designer at the time. Everyone thought I could, though, by the way. Everyone thought I could. I couldn't. But I made room for it. Now that whole fucking thing is designer. The whole thing. And I literally filled in fact, I gotta go throw out my designer to get more. Like, so that like, I'm just being honest. Y'all, some of y'all see my, hold on, I got